we are going to be talking about a stock that has absolutely exploded over the last year, and that stock is Palantir. In this video, we are going to take a look at their most recent earnings announcement, break down why the stock continues to get so much attention, and then go over what it would actually take for Palantir to reach a much higher price from here. So if you enjoy the video, drop a like down below, and if you want to see more content like this one, make sure to subscribe. Palantir is one of those names that has turned into a full-blown battleground stock. It has become the kind of company people either love or absolutely cannot stand, and that alone tells you just how much attention it is getting. The stock has had an enormous run over the last several years, and more recently it has been trading around the mid-140s with a market cap in the mid-300 billions. A beta above 2 and the forward PE that still sits near 100, which tells you that this is not a sleepy value stock by any stretch of the imagination. And what makes Palantir so interesting is that the business is not just about one product, one customer, or one niche. This is a company that sits at the intersection of AI, software, defense, and enterprise data platforms. That gives it a very unique story in the market because it's not being treated like a normal software name. It is being treated like a strategic AI infrastructure company, and that is a big reason why investors keep circling back to it. Palantir's recent results have intensified that conversation. In its Q1 2026 report, the company said revenue grew 85% year-over-year to $1.63 billion. US revenue grew 104% year-over-year, and adjusted earnings came in at 0.33 per share. Management also raised full-year 2026 revenue guidance to 71% growth and US commercial revenue guidance to more than 120% growth, which is exactly the kind of language that keeps the bull case alive. Now, one of the things that stands out the most to me about Palantir is how much of the company's growth is being driven by the US side of the business. That matters because when people talk about Palantir, they often focus on the big dramatic narrative around government contracts and defense. But the commercial side is growing fast enough to be part of the real story too. In most recent quarter, the company also highlighted a huge jump in the US commercial momentum, and that is important because it suggests Palantir is not just winning headlines, it is also winning customers. At the same time, the company has continued to lean hard into the idea that artificial intelligence is not a fad but a massive industrial shift. Management has repeatedly framed AI as something that will reshape operations across industries, and the company's latest guidance suggests they believe that momentum is still far from over. Now here is where things get really interesting when you look at the current price talk and ask what would it take for Palantir to reach 1,200. The math suggests and gets pretty wild. At a share price around $144 and a market cap around $343 billion, a move to 1,200 would represent about an 8.33x increase from here. And if the share count stayed roughly the same, that would imply a market cap of around $2.86 trillion. That is an enormous valuation, but the reason people even talk about numbers is that is because Palantir has already gone from being dismissed by many investors to becoming one of the most talked about stocks in the market. When a company keeps defying expectations, investors start asking not just where it is now, but how far the story can stretch. And that brings us to the core question: what would have to happen for Palantir to justify a move like that? The first thing is obvious: the company would need to keep delivering growth that looks almost unbelievable by normal software standards. Right now, Palantir is already doing that to disagree with a revenue up 85% year over year, and that degree of achievement has only become the beginning. And guidance is another thing that is very strong that has been put up. But for a stock that keeps compounding at a pace that would eventually justify a trillion-plus valuation, it cannot just grow fast once. It has to keep doing it quarter after quarter, year after year, while maintaining margins, expanding into more commercial accounts, and proving that the AI demand is durable than temporary. That is a very high bar. The second thing is evaluation, and this is where a lot of investors get nervous. Palantir is already expensive by almost any traditional standard, with a forward PE near 98 and a market cap in the 300 billion range. The stock is priced for a lot of future success already. That doesn't mean it cannot go higher. It absolutely can, but it does mean the company has to keep outperforming, because if growth slows even a little bit, the market could punish the stock very quickly. That is the nature of a high multiple name. It does not need to disappoint much before the valuation starts compressing. And that is the real tension with Palantir. On one hand, the company has one of the strongest AI narratives in the market. On the other hand, the stock is already priced like investors believe that narrative will keep working for a long time. That is why you see so many analysts and commentators split right down in the middle. The believers say Palantir is building the operating system for the AI era. The skeptics say the stock has already priced in years of perfection. Both sides have a point, and that is what makes the stock so fascinating. It is not just a spreadsheet stock, it is a story stock, a momentum stock, a sentiment stock, and a fundamentals stock all at once. Now let us talk about the CEO side of this, because Alex Karp has done a very good job of keeping the company's identity sharp. He has consistently positioned Palantir as more than just a software vendor. The company's own earnings materials describe a world in which organizations and governments are shifting from traditional data centers toward accelerated computing and AI-driven operations. In other words, Palantir is trying to sell the market on the idea that its software is not optional, it is infrastructure. That is a powerful pitch, because infrastructure tends to get paid even when companies slow down elsewhere. And one of the reasons the stock gets such a massive premium is because the application set is so broad. Palantir investor materials and recent coverage point to relationships and user cases across government, enterprise, and large-scale technology environments. That includes work tied to cloud and hardware ecosystems and to industries outside pure tech, which supports the idea that the company's addressable market is bigger than a simple defense software label would suggest. That broad footprint is one reason bulls think Palantir still has a long runway. Still, the risk is very real. A company that has an incredible narrative and still sees its stock yet gets ripped off apart if expectations become too high. And Palantir's expectations are very high. And this is a tight rope Palantir walks every single day, and the company can post monster growth and still leave investors arguing over whether the stock is already too expensive. That is what happens when the stock becomes a market obsession. And honestly, that's the part of what makes this stock feel like a little bit like Tesla in the early days of its run. People keep writing articles about where Tesla could go next. People keep arguing about where the valuation was insane. People kept forecasting huge upside, huge downside, stock splits, margin compressions, and every other version of the story. And what happened? Tesla kept forcing the market to keep updating the script. Palantir is not Tesla, of course, but the businesses are very different. But the psychology around the stock feels similar in the sense that investors are constantly trying to decide whether they are watching a temporary hype cycle or the emergence of a genuinely category-defining company. And now one thing I want to point out is that the valuation debate is not just about emotion, it is also about math. If Palantir stays at a market cap of around 343 billion and continues to grow fast, then the upside remains alive. But if the company's growth rate starts to normalize, the multiple could contract even while the business keeps performing well. This is why the stock can feel so frustrating. You can have a company that is executing beautifully and the share price can still struggle if the market decides the stock has already gotten ahead of itself. That is the exact tension investors are wrestling with right now. And so when people ask whether Palantir can reach 1,200 again or hit some massive future target, the honest answer is that it would require a combination of things. The company would need to keep producing revenue at a very high rate. Commercial adaptation would need to stay strong. Government demand would need to remain durable. Margins would need to keep improving. And the market would need to keep believing that Palantir is one of the fundamental and foundational companies of the AI era. This is possible. It is not impossible, and that it is a very demanding setup, and the stock is already trading like investors are expecting a lot of success. And for me personally, I would say Palantir is one of those names that deserves respect, but also caution. I understand why the bulls are excited. The revenue growth is real, the guidance is strong, the market cap expansion is real, the AI narrative is real, but I also understand why some investors are hesitant. The valuation is rich, the expectations are huge, and the stock can move violently in both directions when sentiment shifts. So this is not a stock to treat casually. This is a stock that deserves real homework, and that is where I want to leave it. Palantir is still one of the most compelling and controversial names in the market. It has the kind of growth profile that makes bulls dream big, but it also has the kind of valuation that makes skeptics very, very uncomfortable. That combination is exactly why it keeps showing up in the headlines. It's a company with real business, real momentum, and a stock that keeps getting bigger. The only question is how much of that stock is already priced in. So with all that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like down below. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. And as always, do your homework and make sure that you make informed decision. Let me know your thoughts and remember to put God first in whatever you do.